Hey guys! Today I'm doing a not so surprising book haul video. It seems like I do at least one or two book haul videos a month, and I started off this month really well. I went the first 2.5 weeks without buying any books. But then I went to Dollar Tree where everything is $1 and I saw quite a few books that I've been wanting for a while, and I just spiraled down from there. But I did only buy 11 books this month, so let's get to it. The first book I got was Kissing in Italian by Lauren Henderson. This story follows a girl named Violet and her friends as they're on a summer study program in Italy, which, as you can probably tell from this cover, she falls for a guy. His name is Luca, and there's something going on besides the fact that he's an aristocrat that keeps them from being together. So I'm interested to learn more about that, and I also learned that this is the second book with these characters in it. The first one is Flirting in Italian, so I'll need to pick up that book before I can actually read this one. The next book I got is After Darkness by J.A. London, and this is the third and final book of the Darkness Before Dawn series. And I didn't know it was the third book when I bought it, but I've been wanting to get this series for such a long time that, I mean, for $1, just buy it. I'll get the other two books soon. But this series is about a crumbling city which is surrounded by walls to keep vampires out. And our main character ends up meeting a vampire lord and his son. And she starts thinking maybe not all vampires are bad, and that maybe it's okay to let one inside the city. But this may not be such a good idea since there's a war coming and they can't stay hidden forever. And that pretty much sums up the first book. I'm not exactly sure when I'll get the first two books, but I have plenty of other books to keep me busy until then. The next book I got is Eve by W.M. Paul Young. And even after reading the description, I'm not really sure what this book is about, other than this guy John finds a girl frozen, broken, and barely alive in a shipping container on an island that's somehow in between our world and the next, and she has the DNA of all species on Earth or something like that. And then there's talk of her being Eve's daughter, and it's supposed to be a really inspirational read. Next I have Cold Spell by Jackson Pearce, and I believe this is supposed to be a retelling, but I'm not sure what it's a retelling of. This book follows Kai and Jenny, who are 17 and in love. But one night, Kai disappears with this mysterious girl, and Jenny decides to go after him. But Jenny really gets more than she's bargained for as she's thrust into a world of monsters and thieves and the realization that love might not be enough. And it seems like through this journey, Jenny's really going to have to struggle to stay herself and not let the events of what's going on change her. I think this is my fourth Jackson Pearce book, and I really need to start reading them. Next I have Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. And I've been wanting to get this book for such a long time, and I'm kind of disappointed to see how short it is. But this book follows a boy named Leonard Peacock and how on his birthday he decides to kill himself and his best friend. And that's pretty much all I know about this book, and that's all I really want to know about it. Because I've heard such great things and I just want to dive into it not knowing anything. Next I have Armada by Ernest Cline, and this is another book I don't know much about. I know it has a lot to do with gaming, and I am a really big gamer, so that's the original reason why I picked this book up. But if I'm not mistaken, this book follows a boy named Zach who loves all things sci-fi, and he really wishes something sci-fi related would happen to him in real life. And he ends up getting his wish one day when an alien spaceship called the Armada invades, and I think him and a bunch of other kids have to stop it. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, and I really don't want to know anything about it because it's another book that I just want to go into it blind. Next I have Seeker by Erwin Els Dayton, and the main reason I picked up this book was because the main character, the situation she's in, makes me think of Sydney from the Bloodline series and how she has to deal with the alchemist. This book follows a girl named Quinn and how she wants to join the Seekers with her friends Shinobu and John. And can I just point out how plain the name John sounds next to Quinn and Shinobu? Just saying. But it follows her and her journey as she becomes a seeker, and she finds out that being a seeker isn't what she thought it would be, and her parents aren't who she thought they were. Even the boy she loves isn't who she thought he was. But since she's already joined the Seekers, it's too late to back out now. So yeah, that made me really think of The Alchemist, and since I've been so into bloodlines, I just really couldn't resist picking up this book. Well, these are all the books that I bought from Dollar Tree. Seriously guys, if you want to get cheap books, I mean, check out Dollar Tree because I have found a lot of great books there. Now moving to the books I paid real money for. The first one is Vampire Academy, the 10th Anniversary Edition. And the main reason I picked this up is because it has a lot of bonus content in the back. All of this is bonus content, and I really can't wait to read it, and I hope I will buckle down and read it right after I finish Bloodlines, because I don't want to push it to the side like I did Shadow from the Lux series. I still haven't read that, so I'm hoping to read the bonus content of this really, really soon. Next I got volumes 34 through 36 of Skip Beat. And this is one of my all-time favorite manga series. It follows a girl named Kyoko who decides after a childhood friend basically ruined her life that she would join show business and get him back. But as each volume progresses, she starts thinking less about revenge and more about how she really enjoys acting. And relationship-wise, things are really starting to get intense. Next I have Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I'm not even gonna attempt to say the author's name. This book follows a girl named Audrey and how after her mother dies, she decides to give up being a proper Victorian lady and she becomes a forensic apprentice. And doing this, she ends up getting wrapped up in the case of Jack the Ripper, which is my favorite crime case of all time. I used to really be into forensics, so I loved learning everything about Jack the Ripper, and I really can't wait to dive into this one because the main character is supposed to fall in love with Jack the Ripper, and I don't understand how that is possible unless she meets him. I'm not even going to try to think about it. I'm just going to go into it and love every minute of it. And the final book I got is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Westerman. I have already read all of these short stories in this book, but I read them as ebooks and I really wanted a physical copy. I really loved each and every novella that I read, and if you haven't read them, I highly recommend that you do, especially now that the physical version's out. And that is all for the books I got this month, but I did get one other thing that I want to show you guys. I actually ordered this in November and it was supposed to come late December, like before Christmas, but it never ended up coming. And when I contacted the place, they said it was lost in the mail, so they just ended up giving me a refund. But it actually came in the mail like a week ago and I am so excited. I love it so, so much, even though it's not the color I wanted, but I'm not gonna complain. It was free. It is a Beacon Hills lacrosse hoodie. And it says Stilinski number 24 on the back. It styles this. Oh my god. I know those of you who don't watch Teen Wolf probably aren't excited about this, but I'm ecstatic. And it was supposed to be like a burgundy color so it'd match the school colors. But like I said, it's free. I cannot complain. Okay, well that's enough fangirling. I'll try to remember to leave links to all the books I mentioned in this video in the description box below, just in case you want to go check them out. But I am filming this video in advance, so I may forget. So if I do forget, you guys can just let me know in the comments, and I will fix that as soon as I can. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!